They put a bee in a human hospital bed. Sorry sir, we have no more beds left. What about that one? Oh, that's Bees's. Nobody dared go near the tower. A fearsome dragon sat on its top. Until one day, a knight rode up. Do you need help to get down? Please. Oh, why is this screenshot at critically low health? I just drove my uncle and myself to the hardware store, and he said to me, Molly, I want you to know that being Catholic doesn't change anything. If you someday get married, your wife will be welcome in this family. Don't ever think otherwise. That is really nice, but I'm not gay. I'm laughing so hard. Spoiler alert 2012 me, you're super freaking gay. Most effective camouflage by region leukotype in the US. Where's the map? Love Nyquil. It's just Lyle. Detroit become liquid. I don't use the measure cup. I just chug what feels right. I'm moving backwards through a brick wall right now. You could fit anything in me right now. I'm so relaxed. For sure gonna sh the bed tonight. You summed up Nyquil in a way that most could not. Hello. The worst thing about working in a craft store is that 90% of the time, the woman jokes in some way or another. Her husband will kill her / beat her for spending money, or they'll half the payment in cash, so it looks like less when he checks our account. That sh'isn't funny, it isn't cute, and it makes me so sad that these women joke about it. So what if your wife likes to make wreaths or sparkly tumbler cups? So what if her passion is soap making or painting? God forbid your wife have a fucking hobby that isn't blowing you. Holiday season is upon us, so if you berate your wife for having a hobby, F you. If you know somebody who does this, fucking punch them in the throat. My mom owned a store like this and would be like, does your husband golf? And the shop was in a rich white neighborhood, so they would always say yes, and my mom would do quick math and be like, great, this is worth half a game of golf. Looks like you have more to spend if you wanna. Great tactic in empowering women and selling more craft items. My cousin, ashamed after building a chair from Ikea. This has the energy of a lost painting by a forgotten Renaissance master. If you were on death row, what would you want your last meal be? Easy, a nice tall glass of lethal injection antidote. Next question. Powder that makes you survive being executed. For whatever reason, you suddenly gain godlike powers of control over the universe. What's the first thing you do? I straight up get rid of carbon. Carbon, the chemical element upon which all life forms are based. That's the B. Here's the thing you gotta understand about statistics. Increases your chances by 80% does not mean there is now an 80% chance. If your chances were previously 10%, your chances are now 18%, not 90%. If your chances were roughly 1%, they are now just slightly less than 2%. That's how that works. Wow, I don't understand math at all. If you have a baby after 35, the chance of deformities goes up by 100%, is a line I hear a lot. It goes up from 0.5% to 1%. It's true, and you should say it. There is a lot of scaremongering about fertility after 35, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but most of it is blown completely out of proportion. It F's me up that Clickhole wrote one of the best single paragraph horror stories I've seen. Barry Wilmore. You never know true beauty until you see Earth from space, or true terror until you hear someone knocking on the space station door from outside. You look through the porthole and see an astronaut, but all your crew is inside and accounted for. You use the comm to ask who it is, and he says he's Ramirez, returning from a repair mission. But Ramirez is sitting right next to you in the command module, and he's just as confused as you are. When you tell the guy this over the radio, he starts banging on the door louder and harder, begging you to let him in, saying he's the real Ramirez. Meanwhile, the Ramirez inside with you is pleading to keep the airlock shut. It really puts life on Earth into perspective. Jesus fucking Christ. Till English inventor Joseph Merlin designed the first roller skates for a masquerade party in 1760. Not bothering to practice, he smashed into a wall-length mirror upon entrance. This is the best, most on-brand way for roller skates to be introduced to the world. Judy Hopps is one hell of a cop. In the span of 48 hours, Judy Hopps solved 14 different missing person cases, wrote 200 plus parking tickets before noon, got fired twice, visited a nudist colony, derailed a train, blew up a drug lab, exposed a government plot to drive predators out of Zootopia with fear tactics, got an assistant mayor arrested for treason, got the actual mayor arrested for kidnapping, became the godmother to the daughter of a gangster, and turned a con artist into a police officer and her boyfriend. Don't worry, she likes your butt and fancy hair. I know, I read her diary. She thinks it's fancy. I love that fact that he is surprised about the hair. Like he knows his ex is fine, but the hair was a surprise. Tale of a man who lost his vision and hearing in an accident. After 9 years, he had his senses restored after being struck by lightning while chasing his pet chicken during a storm. Blind and deaf dude running around in a storm after a chicken, who may or not be there, having his sight and hearing restored suddenly by lightning, is such an amazing concept. For selflessly risking his life to save the chicken, he was granted his sight and hearing back. I fking hate pure ed. I got really mad at Red today. OP is a bull. This is literally one of the funniest things I've read today. Thank you. You're a stupid fking anti-SJW. Lol. This blog is stupid. I hate you crackers. White people suck. Go suck a PP. Looks like I triggered more SJWs. Keep sending these asks. They only fuel my logic. Never forget the guy who didn't remember to hit an on before sending himself hate mail. In Taylor Swift's 2017 song Look What You Made Me Do, she says, "I'll be the actress starring in your bad dreams." This is foreshadowing to her role in Cats 2019, which will give all its viewers nightmares. I'm frickin' rolling. Perfume bottle, consisting of 8 enameled glass bottles as orange segments, set in painted ceramic holder. Why did 1925 people get 1000% cooler product packaging than we do? When crack is allowed in literally everything, people get creative. Starbucks barista, I've got a calf mocha for Russian spy. Everybody remains seated and eyes each other suspiciously. Barista, throwing his CIA badge at the floor in defeat. Damn it, I thought for sure that would work. Memes that are funny in 2018 and 1958. Box for carrying leeches, 19th century. Let's bring this back. Pulling out 2 leeches in the subway and putting them in my ears like AirPods. Hey, so if you paint your fingertips with clear nail polish you won't leave fingerprints. Shoot, this is actually really helpful information. Thank you. Helpful for what exactly? Murder? It's kind of a given here. Wow, you're dark. Good is obviously referring to handling devices with screens. This is a great way to not leave prints all over the screen. I was 100% referring to murder. People from states with nice roads may never understand what it's like hitting a pothole so hard that your soul leaves your body for a moment and you feel an obligation to audibly apologize to your car. That sounded expensive. What are your elected officials doing with all of your tax money? Embezzling. Coco, the gorilla, famous for knowing sign language, was asked where gorillas go after death. She responded by signing comfortable hole. Bye. Comfortable hole. Bye. Somebody once told me, hands off my macaroni. Milwaukee pasta bandit found dead. He was picking up the gun with his finger and his thumb raising up, pointed straight at his forehead. Eyewitness. Put this in the fking MoMA, the Louvre, the Guggenheim, the Whitney, and the motherfucking Prado. Ninja did what in Europe? Paris in shock after fire destroys Notre Dame. Oh boy, let's all start blaming another YouTuber for something he probably didn't do. Funniest possible response to this post. Probably. In general, I think New York is very good for my social anxiety, because no matter how much of a freak I'm being, I know it's probably not the weirdest thing people have seen today. Case in point, I felt bad about bringing my unwieldy luggage onto a crowded train, until the man sitting next to me pulled a live fish out of his backpack. A man holding his baby up to paintings, and talking to him at an art gallery. Me, sauteing mushrooms with caramelized onions and garlic. My dog begs me, silly man. God blessed me with the ability to eat poison. Not thou. Humans can have a little poison. Some poison is okay. Today's aesthetic, camo patterns that would not be effective camouflaged in any environment that exists on Earth. Examples? It's pretty rare to use an entire pen without losing it first. On the other hand, it's pretty common to find a pen already out of ink. Conclusion. Something uses up all the ink between us losing a pen and finding it again. Ink vampires. I really hate this turf white pseudo-Wiccan sentiment that as birth givers women are inherently a force of creation and men are a force of destruction. First of all, it's quite sickening to reduce a woman and womanhood to being a broodmare, and second of all, I'm not a force of destruction just because I prefer male pronouns. It's a personal preference, and this sledgehammer I found. Living has always been a large part of my life. I was born at an incredibly young age, and ever since then, I have been alive. College entrance essays be like, I want to be radioactive, but not like lethally or anything, just slightly above average, so that when people try to take photos of me, the image is grainy and blurred, and Geiger counters click ominously when I'm nearby, you know, fun stuff. Yesterday night a lady came through our drive-thru and was like, the way the planets are aligning, and the fact that we are getting a blood moon has me worried. I sense severe werewolf activities on the horizon. You better walk your coworker to her car tonight after you've closed. And I didn't even know what to say. I was just like, yes ma'am. Me, talking to kids half my age. Dude, you're so rad and wise. Teach me your ways. We are brothers. I'd let you lead me into battle any day. Me, talking to kids 1 year younger than me. A baby. Such a small child. You understand nothing. Tiny small young baby child. Me, talking to my 60-year-old cello teacher. Yeah, my man. I trust you. It's like we're twins. You're so cool. Me, talking to my 22-year-old brother. You're so fucking old. Old man. A dinosaur. Try to keep up, old man. Bisexuals are valid. Why is this week's font over a lake and some mountains? They deserve better. Bisexuals are valid. This is what I'm talking about. If I were a children's show animator, I would simply not be a pervert. Thanks Tosaka. Oh, I forgot. This is deadass gonna be the funniest thing if you change your URL. I can't wait until like 20 years after weed is fully legalized and nobody cares anymore and comedians have to make real movies with real jokes. Google Maps literally sending me through a Best Buy here. Speedrunning strats.